Good morning, friends. This is Terry from the Frugal Connection. Welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm going to be busy in the kitchen. I have a number of home preservation projects that I want to work on, and I want to invite you to come along with me. And the first thing we're going to start with is making cranberry juice. This is the simplest thing to make, and you can do it with cranberries, you can do it with grapes. I've done it both ways or with both types of fruit, and it's simple, quick, and easy. And so I want to invite you to come along with me. Okay, so like I said, I have a lot of projects going on today. I thought I'd start with the simplest thing that I could get this in the canner and get it started while I work on some of the other projects. I have my water bath canner on the stove, and I have the heat on underneath it. And what I want to do is, you never want to put cold canning jars into a boiling hot water bath because that's a chance of your jars breaking. So I want to start them both at the right temperature, and that doesn't matter whether you're water bath canning or whether you are pressure canning. This particular recipe you can water bath can. Cranberries have a very high acidic level or pH level, so they're safe to water bath can, and it's very simple. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. We had cranberries in the store on sale. They were $1 a bag, so I snatched up a bunch of them. And what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to put these in my strainer and just rinse them well, just to make sure they're thoroughly cleaned. And then I'm going to start filling my jars. This time of year, cranberries go on sale, and it's always great. You can, if you wanted to save these and use them in different dishes, you can do that. You just throw the whole bag right in your freezer, and they will last for months in there. I do that quite often this time of the year, and sometimes I'll use them to make fresh cranberry sauce at Thanksgiving. Nobody here really eats cranberry sauce, and I'm certainly not eating the sugar so much anymore, or at all. So I don't want to have it because I do like cranberry sauce, but I know I will scarf it down. But I always make it, and then because it feels like it's something that should go with Thanksgiving, but yet nobody ever eats it. So I decided this year I'm not doing that. So I just want to get these all opened, and if I change my mind, the reality is, again, cranberries are on sale right now, and you can get them really cheap. All right, here's one I see. There's a couple in there that don't look very good. Okay, so that's why I'm going through this process, of washing them and going through them, because even though these say they were washed and rinsed before they were bagged, I'm going to do it again anyway. All right, so what we start out doing is we take our cranberries and we're going to fill our mason jars half full. That's a little more than... My hands are clean. I washed my hands well with soap, in case anyone is wondering. Now, what I like to use cranberry juice for around the holidays is I buy sparkling cider, and I will, if I have a holiday party or something, I will fill a big punch bowl or one of those dispenser jars with a couple of jars of the cranberry juice, a couple of bottles of sparkling cider. I will add orange slices to it, and it is very tasty, and everybody loves it when I make it. Okay, I had enough to fill 7 quart jars, which is perfect. That's probably all I'll use this winter anyway. And now what you're going to do is you're going to add your sweetener. You can add sugar if you are eating sugar. I am not. So I have done it with honey in the past. It's come out fine. And because I'm mixing it with something else anyway, I'm not drinking straight cranberry juice. If you want to drink this straight, just like you would have a glass of cranberry juice, you're going to add a lot more sweetener to it. But for what my purposes and what I'm using it for, I'm just going to add a tablespoon of sweetener. So I'm putting the honey in. And this is honey I get from a local beekeeper. All right, so I'm going to go through and fill each of these jars with a tablespoon of honey. You could also use raw sugar. Like I have sugar that I get at Aldi that I've used in cookies in the past that turn out so much better than like the super white processed granulated sugar. It's just pure cane sugar. And you could use that if you wanted just a tiny bit healthier version of sugar. But like I said, sugar, I try to avoid it as much as I can. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you are going to pour boiling water over these. I brought my water to boil in the tea kettle just because it's easier to pour it in. And you're going to leave about a 1-inch headspace at the top of these jars. Now the cranberries will float. If you put grapes in there, the grapes will float too. That's okay. Because when you're ready to use this, you're going to just strain out the cranberries or the grapes. Now I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to mix it around a little bit in there because I want my sweetener to dissolve. Now again, the berries are floating to the top. That's okay. We're going to just not worry about that. I've never had a problem with that, with them like going bad or anything, because once you seal the jars, they're good to go. There's a lot of different methods to making cranberry juice or grape juice. Some people squeeze the juice. There's a presser or something that you can use. Some people do the stovetop method where they cook it and then they juice it and can it. This is an old-fashioned method. It was the way my grandmother did it. I've read online that it's the way a lot of people's grandparents did it. You basically are just putting your fruit in the jar, putting your sweetener in the jar, covering it with boiling water, and then water bath canning it, and you let it sit on the shelf in the pantry, and you strain out the berries, and you have juice. And I've done it that way for years and years. It tastes delicious. I cannot tell the difference between doing it that way or doing it the other method, which is a lot more labor intensive. So this is a very quick and easy way to make both cranberry juice and grape juice, because grapes are going to do the same exact method. Okay, so while my water is boiling to fill up the other jars, I am just going to put the lids on these and a ring. Okay, and as you can see, the berries, they all float to the top. No worries, this is perfectly normal. That's what they do. But over time, you will see this entire jar become nice, beautiful, deep red cranberry juice. Friends, just be real careful when you touch the jars once you fill them with boiling water, because glass gets hot super quick. So I am going to get a pot holder to kind of transport them over to my water bath canner. You want to make sure that the water covers the lids. And now I'm going to let this boil and process for 25 minutes, and then I'll meet you back here. Friends, I'm back. As you can see, my cranberries are turning, it's just such a beautiful color. And I took them out of the water bath canner after 25 minutes, and I just brought them over here, let them sit, and I could hear them, my favorite sound of all the pinging of the sealing of the lids. But I am going to let them sit on my counter overnight. And then tomorrow I'll take the rings off and just double check them to make sure I have a true seal, that they're totally sealed. You really shouldn't store these without taking the rings off them so that you can easily see if you have a lid failure. But these will sit on my shelf for a number of weeks, and when I'm ready to use them, they will be ready. I'll just strain out the berries and just use the juice. But there you have it. Very quick, very easy, tastes delicious, and you can use it in all different types of recipes. You can drink it straight. Now, the only thing, if you're going to drink, especially the cranberry juice straight, you want to add about a half a cup of sugar to each jar. Because I don't eat sugar in general, I certainly don't want to eat a half a cup in this little tiny pint jar or a quart jar. But if you don't have a problem with that, then and you want to drink it, that's what you do. I just used a tablespoon of honey because I'm going to use it mixed with other beverages, and it suits my purposes. So I hope you enjoyed this video. The next video that I do will be making cowboy candy with some jalapenos that friends gave us. So I hope you stay tuned for that video. But in the meantime, I hope you have a beautiful day. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to my channel. And I hope you'll give it a try. I will link this recipe down below. This is not my recipe. It's one that I found online that I've just used throughout the years. So I will put a link to that down below. I'll link my website, though, which is thefrugalconnection.com. I hope you're having a beautiful day.